episode number 242, more Sema Show 2019. Welcome to the Camaro Show,
a podcast about all things Camaro and GM performance news.
I'm Chris Frezza.
And I'm Jason Debler.
We're your hosts for this week's episode of the Camaro Show. Want to be part of our show? It's easy.
Just leave a message on our voicemail hotline at 586-486-3182.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And welcome back, everyone, for another exciting episode of the Camaro Show. I'm Chris.
I'm Jason. It's cold. It is cold, man.
Winter has come way too early for us here.
Wait
and for you. And for you.
Really?
Yeah. I don't ever remember you saying you've gotten snow in November before.
We get it so few. It's so few and far between now that we just don't care too much about it.
Yeah.
We're not big wusses about it. We just deal with it and move on.
Yeah, right. They shut your whole freaking town down.
Oh, I gotta tell you. So this Christmas will be 4 years since I moved down here.
Wow.
Which is really weird to think about.
That's crazy.
And so, like the first winter, like it was 30 some odd degrees outside or whatever, 40, even 40. And I was walking around in a t-shirt and shorts and people thought I was nuts. Now I'm cold like everybody else. I got used to it. I got spoiled a little bit.
Yeah. You turned into one of those people.
Snowbirds.
Yeah. Where everybody puts their top down here when it turns 40.
That's true. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're bundled up with earmuffs on and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To each their own. Have fun in a car. That's what cars are for. Chris, you and I were talking. This is going to be a bit of a catch-up.
Yeah.
Episode.
We're still talking about SEMA 2019. We've got an interview that you did.
Yep.
With a wonderful company. And we have some catch-up to do here. We've got lots of voicemails. We've got an email. And we've got some other stuff we're going to sprinkle in, so let's just get straight into it.
Yeah. Let's talk about SEMA again.
SEMA.
More.
V12.
Yeah.
Wow. Not to mention, how about a V16?
Yep.
Oh, my God. We've got two huge motors we can talk about this week. The first one is... If you guys remember, what was it, about a year and a half ago?
I think
I'm trying to remember how long ago it was, but we were talking, we came across this article about this V12.
Yeah.
And we started talking about it, and the company that actually made it listened to the show and emailed in. And
yeah, because I was saying, like, who has a use for this?
Right.
And and I know there are uses, and I wasn't meaning to be insulting. I think it might have come off that way, but the owner graciously called in from Australia, and filled us in, and it was so cool to hear from him because he's such a cool guy. I ran into him at SEMA.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool, and I got some pictures, and I got an interview. Chris, you want to play it?
Right here.
All right, Chris, so I'm standing here at the Factory 5 Racing booth, and I'm in front of what appears to be the chassis of their next vehicle that they're going to be debuting early next year, and it has this incredible-looking engine, and it looks a little bit longer than the normal LS engine. It's because it is a V12 LS engine, and if you listeners remember that we mentioned this in one of our podcasts several months ago, and, we kind of wondered, why would anybody really need this for sure? Well, you know what? We were corrected by the owner of V12LS.com, and of course the manufacturer of this incredible beast, and the great for boat racing, and also now Factory 5 using it, and as time goes on and people get crazier and crazier, I think we're going to see a lot more of these engines. But what's really neat about it is I'm actually standing in front of this car next to our friend. Your name's not on it, is it?
Oh,
there we go. Matt Korish from Racecast in Murray, Australia. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's an Aboriginal name. It's a little town where we grew up, but we still have our plant there where we do our assembly. But we work out of Melbourne, Australia, where the foundry is and everything there.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's so cool. I was standing here looking at this really cool engine, and then I see your shirt, and I'm like, this is the guy that emailed us. This is the guy we talked about.
I mean, thanks for the support. I mean, getting the word out there is really good, and I think you've got a really valid point. It's, why does anyone need this? I think it's the same as all hot rodding. You don't need it.
Nobody does. Yeah, right.
Need it. And, of course, the other big thing is, can you make the same horsepower with a junkyard engine? Of course you can. Go buy a Chinese turbo for junkyard engine. If that's your thing, that's cool. Now, what we've got here is Factory 5 releasing their new top-end car. This is an absolute premium product, and they wanted to really make the most of it. They've got a chassis that can handle the kind of torque that we produce, and they were looking for something still naturally aspirated that was going to take them beyond what, say, a 427 could do. So a tuned V8, if you work to the point of getting this kind of power to V8, it becomes very unstreetable. So the extra capacity here, we're right out to 9.5 litres. We've got LS7 port heads, but you think about it, you've got 4 more ports there. So you've got so much more area to flow. So we managed to make 764 horsepower with just a little 227 cam, which is actually smaller than a lot of the LS3. It's smaller than the largest LS3 crate cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're sort of thinking, how streetable is that mid LS3 crate motor that you buy? Same as this, but you've got over 700 horsepower. So, these guys have they got the engine 2 weeks before the show. It came from us full with our turnkey model, which is a 4-wire hookup. They hooked it up. When they fired it up on jack stands, one of the guys cracked the throttle, actually jumped off one of the jack stands because of the amount of torque these things produce.
Oh my gosh.
And they quickly stopped that, shut it down, and then they started up again. So they've done one little power run with it and already lit the tires up. So they're a whole lot of fun.
So how much horsepower? I know it varies depending on package, but
this is our base package. It makes 750 horsepower. And another really interesting thing about that is we do that through the stock LS3 throttle body. So all the guys out there who are upgrading to a 102mm throttle body when they got 500 horsepower, well, you can make a 750 before you really need to worry about that. After that, we know we need a bigger intake. We do offer a 1,000 horsepower package, but you've got to go with some intake, and in most cases that would either be out of the hood or something really exotic with 2 throttle bodies out each side. So, typically, nice streetable package at 750 horse. That's what we do.
And what's a red line at? I'm curious.
We get about 200 more RPM than the same cam would in a V8. So going with the V12 is better because of the balance. It helps you out a little bit, but it's not some magical package that makes your engine rev harder. This red line's about 68. And we put the red line there. We let people rev them out to over 7 if they want, but you really start to see power taping off. With a 220, with a 227, 237 split duration camshaft this has, that's about where your power starts to taper off.
Very cool. It's just so neat to stand here in front of it, looking right down, from the front of the car to the back, and it's just amazing to see it. So just long enough to where it catches your eye, and you're like, wait a minute, something is not normal here.
Yeah, all you need is another 8.8 inches, which is 2 bore spacing. So,
that's it. That's no big deal.
Yeah, our first SEMA, we had a little ruler that said all you need is another 8.8 inches to go V12 LS, and everyone thought that was funny and grabbed them all on the first day, and I kept 2, and I'd keep them in my pocket at car shows, and I'd go around and measure what cars they fit in. So you get them in Chevelles and things, but some of the old trucks and stuff don't actually have as much space as you'd think, even though they were inline 6 cars, because they don't have as much around the cowl area. Like they got a little divot. So a lot of cars, though, like a Chevelle or a Camaro, we put them in Camaros without modifying the firewall. You've got to put the radiator up under the core support. So cut your core support, reposition your radiator a little bit. But or, of course, you could notch your firewall.
Sure. But it'll fit. That's without major deconstruction, reconstruction.
Yeah, absolutely. They will fit. Think of a lot of cars came with an inline 6 option and a V8 option. This kind of as wide as the V8 and as long as the inline 6.
It does make sense that way, but it just still looks cool. I'm going to put pictures of what I'm standing over on the Camaro Show Facebook page so everybody can take a look at it. Matt, it was wonderful to meet you in person. Thank you so much for emailing into our show and listening to our show, and it's just really cool that a chance encounter, I got to meet you here, so best of luck to you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, man.
So that was pretty cool. What I thought was kind of unique was was it 750 horsepower? Was like their base engine, and that was with they said a smaller cam.
Yeah,
but they have other packages where they can just rev it up. Because I know you had asked what the rev limiter was, and they said it's about 200 RPM higher.
Yeah,
than a normal, and it's like
yep.
Wow. And I liked his little gimmick where he said he had the ruler, but he only had a couple rulers left. Yep. About how much extra long was it? 8 inches, something like that.
I think so. Yeah, he said that. If you go to V12ls.com, it'll forward you to racecast.com.au. So it starts at $29,000 just for the block, and this is standard LS7 bore size, LS7 heads, bare camshaft. So it's like ready to build.
Wow.
29,000. You want the long block? 44,000. That's an upgrade. And another $5,000 gets you 1,000 horsepower. You want a turnkey V12, $55,200. You can drop it in anything that it'll fit in. But he's right. Like, trucks have straight sixes, so this is a straight. I'm sorry. This is two straight sixes side by side. Is when you think about it. Super cool guy. It was just really weird. I was looking at this car, and I think I mentioned this in last week's episode a little bit. I was just looking at this car, and I look over and I see the shirt. And I'm like, this is the dude that graciously emailed in, and just a pleasure to talk to. I would love to sit around and have beers and just talk engines with that guy.
Cool. And then we see on Muscle Cars and Trucks, we found an LS V16 engine at Sema Show.
Yeah. I wrote that article.
I know.
I took those pictures too. Yeah, at the ARP booth. It's just this massive
So is this basically
engine.
2 LS motors put together with 2 blowers on it?
Well, sort of. It's like half 2 engines, half 1 engine, if that makes sense. It's all one block, and it's machined as one giant block. It's not 2 V8s welded together, which has been done before. This is one machine block, one machine crank, one machine camshaft, but 4 LS heads, 2 intakes, 2 superchargers, and then 4 sets of headers. Or 4 headers, two pair of headers, if you will.
Now, it says that with the help of the engineers who worked on the legendary Cadillac 16, concept for 2003, the block is one piece, as well as the camshaft and crankshaft. Wow, bro.
Something, huh?
What would you put this in?
Boat.
A boat.
Yep.
A 1,600 horsepower supercharged.
Here's the thing. Most of the boats that these go in are like $500,000 to $1 million. So the $200,000, give or take, that this thing costs is nothing to them.
And can you please tell our listeners how much something like this would cost?
Well, it starts at $100,000 and goes up. They weren't very specific on the numbers when I was talking to them, but I think it was $100,000. I was too busy kind of being in awe of just the monster engine that it is, and I love the design about how the superchargers are opposing each other. So the belts are like the cog drive is pointing at each other.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
It's just neat. It's just really neat how they did it. Instead of re-engineering everything where they had to engineer the special heads, special intake, special this, special that, they just did a special block and then the rest was easy. And that makes it so you can upgrade the heads if you want to. You just need 4 LS heads. You just need 2 intakes instead of having something custom made all over again. Pretty cool.
It's got 2 Magnuson superchargers. I don't know, dude. Can you imagine like getting like a big old like one of those really old like giant Cadillacs and throwing something like that in?
That's what I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see this.
Like an old LTD, like a Ford LTD, and throw that. You know how what were those? Newport. Was it a Newport?
Well, those are cigarettes.
No. There was like a Chrysler Newport.
Chrysler Newport.
I think that's what it was.
Check. Let me look it up real quick.
Those things were huge.
Let's see here. Oh yeah. Or you know what? It'd be because the GM made a Cadillac 16 one-off show car. It'd be cool if they could get their hands on one of those big old giant Cadillacs, like from at the end of Goodfellas, and then like tub it out and then have, of course, these blowers sitting through the hood. Somebody's going to do it, and it's going to be. And the weird part is a lot of boats have twin engines, so I can see the boats are going to have 2 of these side by side, up to 2,200. I think 2,200 horsepower each engine with the quad turbo kit. The best part is it's you can max out cylinder power based on each cylinder. So instead of just pushing the limit and riding the ragged edge of disaster, they just double the cylinder size so it can make power reliably. Right. That's the neat part of it.
Wow.
It's a cool engine. And it was just kind of sitting there, almost kind of tucked away off to the side at the ARP booth. It wasn't like front and center like all the engines were at the Chevrolet booth.
Wow.
It was neat.
Well, I will put a link to that article in the show notes as well. If you guys can go check that out as well. What do we got here? We should get through some voicemails here.
Yeah, we owe you guys. So and I'm dying to hear it. Let's hear them.
Let's start with this one.
Hey guys, Bearsy28, long time no call in. Trying to kind of get back with the podcast again since my brief hiatus from Camaros and F-Bodies is hopefully coming to a close here in the spring. Looking to pick up a 16 to 18 1LE. It will see some track time, and I'm pretty antsy about this. So I'm gonna make this happen in the spring, and I'm getting really antsy. So anyway, yeah. You guys still have the same phone number after all these years. I still have it committed to memory. So on a road trip, I just told Siri to dial the phone number, and she did. Here I am. All right, guys. Looking forward to hearing from you again. Still a good show. Thanks. Later.
Mr. Bayer Z28, long-time listener.
Yeah, I was just talking to him last night. I didn't even know he called in.
All the way back from the CamaroZ28.com podcast days.
That's
and
right.
yes, we still have the same phone number.
Cool, yeah.
Good to hear from you, Barry.
Man.
Yeah, he's looking to pick up a 16 or 18 1LE car, so that's wonderful, dude. He wants to track it, so
yeah.
Woohoo!
Or you could pick up the LT1 and make his own custom choice of mods.
Yeah,
just like that LT1 that was there on display at SEMA. That was cool. Good to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah, good to hear. Let's go with the next voicemail here.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Jason. It's Josh from Louisville. Don't really have anything car-related to talk about. Just wanted to say that I can't hardly get in my car now without my 4-year-old asking to listen to the Camaro Show. Thanks for everything you guys do. Bye.
Wow, you got your 4-year-old kind of set up properly.
Yeah.
Get in the car. Let's listen to the Camaro Show.
Yeah. So okay. So then the 4-year-old, we didn't get the kid's name.
No,
we got to give him a shout out. You got to call back and give us a kid's name. But
shout out.
Okay, 4-year-old, listen up.
Listen up.
Say this to Daddy. Daddy, drive faster. It's fun.
Can we start that again, please?
All right.
Oh yeah. Since we're doing Blast from the Past, let's do some sound drops too. We got another one.
Bye-bye, son.
Oh God, I forgot about that one.
We got a lot of sound drops we haven't used in a long time.
Okay, one more.
Wrong.
I forgot about that.
Wrong.
All right, got an email. Comes to us, Derek Wilson from Chilliwack, British Columbia, Canada. There's actually a band named Chilliwack.
Is there really?
They had a one-hit wonder. Yeah,
Nice.
I forgot what it's called. How do you listen to the show? On TuneIn Radio. Cool. He said, hey, guys, just wanted to say I listen to your show every day at work. Love what you guys every day. Well, he must listen to them over and over again.
Wow, that's awesome.
Love what you guys do. I just started listening a few weeks ago. Oh, and I'm playing catch-up, starting at episode number 1.
Woo!
I own a 2013 SS1LE. Absolutely love the car. Just bought a set of Borla Catback Attack exhaust system as part of my winter project. Used to own a C6 Corvette. Gotta say this car is much more my style. Look forward to listening to you guys every day. Keep up the good work, Derek. Oh, that is just awesome. So yeah, Derek. He's starting at episode 1. Is he starting at episode 1 of the Camaro Show or episode 1 of the CamaroZ28.com podcast?
Because that's still on iTunes as well. It's
it
still
is
listed everywhere.
And there's 500 of those episodes.
Yeah.
So that'll keep you busy for a while. Hope you get some work done.
Going back to, I think it's September of 2005 is when we started this show.
We are so stupid.
We're old.
I think we've been doing this podcast as long as we did CamaroZ28.com.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Is that right? Well, we started CamaroZ28.com in 90.
So we've been doing this show 14 years. 2005 to 2019 is 14.
Yeah, not quite then. Because we did the site for 19 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Good God, you're right. We're old.
We're really old.
All right, let's get to the. You know what? We don't want to hear about how old we are. We want to hear from you. Voicemail, email. We'd love to hear it.
Hit us,
Chris.
And here's how.
Hey, want to be part of this show?
Well, we want to hear from you.
Just hit our digits at 586-486-3182, 24 hours a day.
Leave us a message, and we'll feature it in an upcoming show.
So what are you waiting for? Do it now.
And let's see what the next person has to say.
Your participation is very important.
We ask you to please answer a simple question regarding the
Okay.
president's elections in 2020.
Oh, God.
Para español, presione
What?
uno.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
We're getting those two. All right, next.
Next, here we go.
Hey, Chris. It's one of your likey followers. It's Domingo. I just wanted to say hi because I found this number on Insta. But, yeah. What's up?
What?
One of my fans from the other site I do.
That's pretty funny.
They found this phone number to call me. Oh my God.
Just to say, hey, well, what's up? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So you want to tell everybody, since we're just kind of doing catch up, you want to tell everybody what Likey is all about?
Likey, Live Me, it's a live streaming platform. It just we just do fun. It's kind of like a part of do YouTube with Vito and then that there's a live streaming part that we do to interact live with our fans and stuff like that. And it's fun. We do kind of instead of recording things to do, we kind of do them live. And
Gotcha.
you get instant reaction that way. And yeah, that's funny. Okay, let's move on to the next voicemail. Here we go.
Hey, Chris and Jason. Charlie 11111 here. First of all, I want to say that I hope you guys are having a good time up in Vegas. Wish I could go, but have to work here. I have a friend over there sending me pictures, and there's just been some very impressive cars over there. I did want to say about a topic you guys are bringing up on which car would probably be the car of Sema. I don't even think it's American muscle at all. I've been seeing a lot of pictures of the Supra, wheels, ground effects, the new high spoilers. Toyota had a good display on it. If it was my opinion, I would put my vote for the Supra for this year's car of the year. Reminds me of what the 5th gen, when it first came out, resembled. I also would like to say that you had brought up a topic, and if we're like focused, dedicated Camaro owners trying to buy a Camaro, that I only stick with Camaro. Me, much as I love Camaro, love the 5th gen, I'm okay with the 6th gen. Manufacturers have to prove to me whatever they're trying to sell is the best bang for the buck. Well, right now, the Challenger's doing that. I wouldn't sway to the Challenger. I still would look for a Camaro, but I'm not one of those people that's very, loyalist to a particular brand. You're trying to sell me something that's really good, impressive, I want to go for that. So if the Camaro wants me to buy another Camaro, they're really going to have to show me something much more impressive in my eyes. I know that's very sacrilege, but that's my opinion. Again, you guys have fun in Vegas. Hope to see you guys sometime soon, and talk to you later. Bye.
Charlie 1111111. Good to hear from you, buddy.
So he's pretty much saying, you want him to be a loyal Camaro owner, then they better bring the heat.
Yeah, bring the heat. This kind of leads into a kind of a disparaging story I saw this week. Did you see that?
Uh-oh.
Did you see the Consumer Reports thing?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? Saying the Camaro is one of the worst cars that they tested.
For reliability,
yeah. That and was it the Colorado? The Chevy's Colorado?
It was up there. Yeah. I don't know, man. I do use Consumer Reports. I do trust Consumer Reports for most things, but just not all things. And cars, they're tough on American cars, period.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Were those the JD Power?
No, it wasn't JD Power. This was Consumer Reports.
Their own reference, their own research.
Yeah, they their own research that they conducted. They announced that the Chevy Camaro and the Colorado are the worst tested vehicles.
Yeah.
Least reliable vehicles in America.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just out of tune with it all, but I mean,
I don't use Consumer Reports. I've never used Consumer Reports. I don't know.
Bought a mattress based on their recommendation. And
did you really?
Yep.
Wow.
Also based on a test I took at this website called sleeplikthedead.com or .net or .org or something like that.
See, nowadays with the internet, you can just go on and you can Google reviews like crazy, and you can generally get a good sense of what's good and what's not.
But also, you can also find enough articles to support whatever predetermined opinion you've got on it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of bad. Like, I don't like this article. I don't like this review because I want this. Oh, I found a review that says it's great. I'm going to buy it now. That's just me. I'm crazy. Anyway, vehicles, they're just tough on American vehicles.
They really went hard on Cadillac, Alfa Romeo, Acura, and what other lackluster brands include Volkswagen and Jeep.
Lackluster?
Yeah.
The hell does that mean?
It's not performing well.
Boy, I don't know. They're selling well.
Well, these models weren't great. They didn't make the least reliable list. That dubious honor went to the Chevrolet Colorado with a reliability rating of 4. The other vehicle to score in the single digits was the Chevy Camaro, which rated a 5. So the worst was the Chevy Colorado, and then the second worst was the Camaro.
Dude,
I gotta say,
wasn't it just on the opposite end of the spectrum not too long ago, where the Camaro was great?
Yeah, I gotta say, knock on wood, my 2017 Camaro SS convertible has been superb, and I haven't had any problems with it.
Well, it probably doesn't help that some people buy them and beat the living crap out of them and say, it can't hold up. You know,
here's something I was kind of surprised about too, is they said the news wasn't all that good for Tesla either, as they ranked 23rd out of 30 in reliability. The Model X was also one of the least reliable vehicles in the survey.
Wasn't it Consumer Reports that said that the first Tesla vehicle released was the best reviewed car they've ever reviewed in the history of the publication?
Yeah, the Model S, yeah. How things have changed.
I don't know. You know, you can only trust, when it comes to cars, you can only trust the publication so much. Any publication, because I think I remember when the 5th gen came out, I think it was Motor Trend or something like that hailed it as a performance piece of awesomeness, and then like 2 years later they're saying, no, it's always been crap.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I do trust Consumer Reports on things, just not cars.
Okay.
Or maybe it's because Al should come back. Right now, he almost drove off the road.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna put me in the drawer if I'm not careful.
Uh-oh. No.
Al, we miss you, buddy. Hope things are going well.
Okay.
What else we got? How much time we got left here? Oh, I know what we got to talk about. Let's talk about Jeff Gordon.
Let's talk about Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon has a children's charity foundation. Let's see. Let me look at the press release here. 2019 Camaro for a Cure. You can win Jeff Gordon's personal Camaro ZL1. Interestingly enough, it's VIN number 24 to match his racing number. He's got a 2013 ZL1 convertible that he's going to give away.
Yeah.
As to raise funds for the 2019 for Jeff Gordon's Children's Foundation. So we got a little sound bite here.
Let me have Jeff Gordon talk about it.
Here he is at the line, and the white flag comes out for Jeff Gordon. The victory here to Jeff Gordon on September 29th, 1996. Jeff Gordon wins the final race at North Wilkesboro, the Tyson Holly Farms 400.
Well, North Wilkesboro Speedway obviously has a long history in NASCAR racing, but it also meant a lot to me personally. I was very fortunate to be able to win the final race that the NASCAR Cup Series competed out there. Well, racing is a way for car companies to demonstrate what technology that they're working on from the racetrack to the street car or from the street car to the race car. Camaro has set the standard when it comes to high performance cars, but this is the ZL1, which also happens to be VIN number 24, which is the most power, the highest performing, and has all the bells and whistles on it.
You may be familiar with my annual Corvette giveaway. In nearly 14 years, we've raised more than $9 million to help fund pediatric cancer research. But this year, I thought, why should Corvette enthusiasts have all the fun? For the first time ever, I'm also giving away my personal 2013 Chevy Camaro ZL1 with a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 producing 580 horsepower. Cancer is the #1 cause of death by disease for kids. And at Jeff Gordon Children's Foundation, we want to change that. Tickets to win my Camaro are $100 each, and proceeds will go towards funding research for less toxic, more effective cures for childhood cancer. This is your chance to win my personal Camaro and get all of us closer to winning the race against childhood cancer. Go to www.camaroforacure.org to get your tickets today.
It sounds like a really honorable charity.
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon's charity. CamaroForACure.org to get your tickets, $100 each. And you can win his 2013 number 24 Z01 car.
That's pretty cool.
It is
I love
pretty
it
cool.
when people do that. There's a lot of people that are in the public eye quite a bit and have quite the extensive bank account, and you don't see them doing anything like this, and that's fine. That's their business. But I love seeing it when somebody takes the time and the effort to put this together. Jeff does this. He's looking to raise $1 million. I'm on the website now, just kind of looking things over. It's really cool because you can't tell from the audio, but in the video, this ZL1 that he's going to give away is racing around the track that he won at 23 years ago in North
Wilkesboro.
Yeah. And so the track hasn't been touched in 23 years, so it's like in shambles. But then you got this beautiful black convertible zipping around the track.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool how they did this. So yeah, CamaroForACure.org. You can see more pictures there. $100 a ticket. That's 100 Camaro tickets is $10,000.
Yep.
I should just dump my bank account into it and see if I win. Ooh. So good job, Jeff. He does this with Corvettes too.
Cool.
Good looking car. All right, what else we got here? I
think
we're pretty much out of time, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was our catch-up episode here.
That's right. Last week we did talk about the Make Model app. Have you played it? Had a chance to play it at all yet, Chris?
No.
I've been playing. It's fun. It's kind of addicting because then you start to get better at recognizing little car elements.
I remember we were sitting. What was it at the bar at the beer cellar, and you were playing it. You were scrolling through the.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that I was showing it to you.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like it.
Yep.
Just check it out in the App Store. Make Model. It's fun. I still haven't gotten a chance to play against Bill Goldberg though.
Oh.
Working on it. I'll get him. I'm going to get him.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it for this week, Chris?
I think so. We will be back
Okay.
at it again next week. Hopefully it warms up here.
It's warming up down here. It's going to be in the high 50s, so it's all right.
All right.
What about you?
I don't know. It's 25 right now.
Ooh, I get chilly just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But it's only superficial. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
See ya. Thanks for listening to The Camaro Show.
Don't forget, drop us a voicemail at 586-486-3182.
We'll see you next week. See ya.